Mandy, it's time for another Podkinz. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Michael?
I'm great. And I'm excited because we are releasing a brand new DIY black dye for an upcoming DIY event taking place on Webkinz Classic. And actually, Mandy, we're going to be giving away a bottle of this black dye at the end of the episode.
I love how this black dye turned out. I'm so excited that there's another DIY event where we can do furniture, right? But look at how cool that turned out. It's such a neat dye and it looks so cool. When you add it to furniture items, I think players are going to love it.
Yeah, you can combine DIY dye, design tickets, and furniture on the clothing machine to make brand new furniture for your pet's room. And here's a look at the 5 pieces of furniture that you can dye. There's a lamp, a rug, an armchair, a window, and a brand new wallpaper.
That wallpaper is brand new and I love it. But yeah, that pattern is so striking. And, all our DIY dyes work well together, but this is also going to work well with so many other pieces. It's so bold and graphic. I love it.
Yeah, I will show you how to use the dyes to dye these pieces of furniture. The DIY pieces of furniture and DIY design tickets are always available in the W Shop, but you can only collect DIY dyes during a DIY design event. And we are actually currently running one on Webkinz Classic. It runs from February 16th to the 23rd, and you can collect floating bottles of DIY dye and use them to dye those pieces of furniture. There are actually 5 dyes to collect during the event.
Is there not one that's always at Ganzi store? Is that correct?
Exactly. There are 2 actually premium DIY dyes that are also available in the DIY section of the W Shop under fun stuff. And those require e-store points to purchase. But why don't we jump on my account actually right now? I'll show you a couple of room designs I've made using these items, and we can show you exactly how this works.
The Inside Scoop!
All right, Mandy, here is a bedroom that I decorated using some of those DIY design pieces of furniture. And you can definitely see that new wallpaper here.
It is so like the graphic black wallpaper is amazing, but then you've made it so colorful. It's so nice, like how the colors pop against that neutral wallpaper.
Yeah.
Room.
I've added some of the other items as well that I've dyed. Like here's a window that I've dyed with a pink dye. Here's retro dye that you can get from the W Shop. Blue. Let me explain how this actually is going to happen. So from the 16th to the 23rd, you're going to be able to click on floating bottles of dye. When you do, one of 5 dyes are going to be added to your dock. There's a blue, pink, green, purple, and this new black dye that you can collect. And so now when you can use that dye by combining them with pieces of DIY furniture and design tickets. And the way that you acquire those is from the W Shop. So I'm going to open up the W Shop now. I'm going to look in the fun stuff section here under the DIY section, and you're going to see all the pieces of furniture and design tickets here that are available.
The thing about this is that if you didn't want to add dye to it, like it's almost like there's a 5th pattern because you could just keep them white, right? So there's actually, or not a 5th, a 6th, I guess. So there's so many options because you could just get white stuff and leave it blank, which is also really cool. And I think you had a white chair in your
room.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So I'm going to pick up some of these furniture pieces here and a few DIY design tickets. Here is the pastel dye. I'll buy a couple of these as well. And we also have the retro dye here. Now, these are permanently available in the W Shop, so you can use them whenever you like. But again, those 5 different colored dyes are only available during a DIY design event. But, they don't expire. So even after the event ends, you can still use them to dye furniture if you have them in your dock.
A little warning, just so people know, the furniture dyes and the clothing dyes, they can't be combined. So just make sure that you're only using the clothing one for the clothing and you're only using the furniture one for the furniture. Sorry,
right.
I just want to be clear because I know it can be a little bit confusing. So I think every time we have a DIY event, I bore people by saying that. But
No. Yeah, there's tie-dye and there's furniture dye.
Yeah.
So, the tie-dye can only be used on clothing items and the furniture dye can only be used on the die. And actually stay tuned because we're going to be having another new DIY event happening this year. So that's pretty exciting as well. Just adding to the confusion of the whole DIY event.
Well, it's fun that there's so much stuff. It's just, just we want to make sure nobody gets confused because you don't want to end up with, losing.
Exactly. And actually in the fun stuff section there that I just showed you in the DIY section, there's also a DIY design guide and a DIY tie-dye guide. So you can actually purchase those and read them in your pet's room to learn more about each event. But right now, I'm going to open up the clothing machine here. And there's 3 slots to the clothing machine. And as I said before, you're going to want to combine a dye, DIY piece of furniture, and a design ticket on the clothing machine to dye your furniture. Now, they're all going to be grouped together in your dock. If you go to the All Items tab, it's the tab with A to Z, and scroll, you'll see all of the DIY design items here together in your dock. So I'm going to go and I'm just going to grab a design ticket, put it in there. I have all different types of dyes. Let's try actually a blue dye. And then I'm going to also want to add one of those 5 pieces of furniture that I can purchase from the W shop. So there's a lamp, a rug, a window, wallpaper, and a armchair. Oh, and the rug. Yes. Here's a lamp. I'm going to add that. So I'm going to dye this white lamp blue.
And that's helpful, guys, that you see next to that lamp in your dock, there's that little bottle of dye. So that is helpful to let you know that that item can be combined with the dye. So it's really helpful having that little extra symbol there.
Absolutely. Here's the new wallpaper. This is brand new to the event this time around. So I'm going to add the wallpaper and a design ticket and a dye. And here's the design ticket. Why don't we try one of those premium dyes? I have a pastel dye here. This one is one of the ones that are permanently available in the W shop. Of course, it does cost e-store points to purchase, but you can use it to dye any of those DIY pieces of furniture. And there you go. Now my wallpaper has been added to my dock.
And I really like those ones that you can buy for the e-store points because they sort of pull in the colors from some of the other pieces. So those are really nice coordinating pieces, those premium dyes, because they pick up colors from some of the others, which I really like.
Absolutely. I really like the window because it's really large in room, and I can show you that in a second. So there you go. It's a DIY pink window. And that, of course, is added to my dock as well. I want to jump back to my room because I want to show you a bathroom that I created using the DIY items.
I was just going to give one little shout out to Webkinz Next again, because if you guys like crafting, there's all sorts of crafting to be done on Webkinz Next. So what Michael's doing with the clothing machine, Webkinz Next has a bunch of recipes and you can make lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, there are different crafting tables that you can add to your room and actually create those recipes in room on Webkinz Next. Here's a look at my DIY bathroom.
Really
and
clean and fresh colors. That blue is great for a bathroom.
I find that the black DIY dye really works well with any other color of dye that we've released. So I have the black dyed windows here and rug, and I've matched that with the blue dyed wallpaper and armchair. And Mandy, you mentioned that the white DIY piece of furniture can work well by themselves, and I've added a lamp right here. It's the DIY white lamp, which I could dye, but I've just chosen to add it in the room here because I found it really went well with the white chair rail and moldings and bathtub featured in this bathroom.
I love the white pieces because they make a really nice neutral pieces that can go in so many places.
Exactly. And I wanted just to show you actually how well, if I swap out, for example, these windows, the DIY pastel wallpaper that I just crafted, and I'm adding it to the room, and it just gives it a whole new vibe.
And it picks up some of the blue from the chair. So again, like all these pieces really work nicely together. I love it.
I'm just going to swap out these blue items for purple, and let's take a look at what that looks like.
Oh, pretty. I love the purple with the black and white too. That's such a nice combo. Wow.
Yeah. There you go. I've just swapped out the wallpaper in the chair, but it definitely changes the vibe of the room. I used the blue because I found the blue worked well with the pot of this plant and this little food cart. Yeah, DIY events are so much fun because all the items really work well together. And like you said, I can't wait to see the room designs that players will send me after this event.
There are so many themes and so many pieces in Webkinz world that these DIY items can be mixed and matched with so many other existing items. So I love this DIY event. It offers so many alternatives and it goes so well with so much of our stuff.
No, absolutely. You're only randomly awarded one of the 5 dies when you click on one of those floating dies during the event, but dies can be traded at the trading room and sent through Kinz Post. So maybe if you're looking for specific colors, you can find them in the trading room. So there you go. And of course, we're going to be giving away a DIY black die. So yeah, Mandy, let's go ahead and do that so players can get started on their DIY design projects. All right, so that was fun. Remember, guys, log in every day until the 23rd to collect those bottles of dye, and make sure you send me those room designs at letsbuild@gans.com because I'd love to see how you use them in your room designs. But Mandy, why don't you give away a code for that DIY black dye?
Okay, guys, so here is the code, and you're going to want to enter this in the code shop, which can be accessed under the Things to Do menu. So it is W24NQA6F89XY7XCQ. And that expires on May 31st. So you've got plenty of time to enter it, but don't forget, why not enter it right now?
Yeah, you want to head to the code shop on Webkinz Classic and enter the code to get your die. And that was a lot of fun. Mandy, we love hearing from our players, right?
We sure do. You guys can email us at podkinz@gans.com. And every once in a while, Michael and I will have a Podkinz where we read out some of your messages. And if we do read out yours, we will send you a virtual gift through the mail. Yeah. So please reach out to us. We love hearing from you.
Absolutely. And you're also going to want to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Webkinz to be notified whenever we release a new Podkinz. And also, we have so many videos for you there. Lots of content to go through. Past Podkinz, we have tutorial videos, we have music videos, and little promo videos as well. Lots to look at.
I was going to say there are a couple of new games in Webkinz next. So, and I know Sally did some how-tos. There's the Pirate's Bounty in the Mines, and there's a new game called Dragonstone. So definitely check out our how-to videos for next as well. Right, Michael?
No, absolutely, for sure. Lots of stuff happening on Webkinz Classic and Webkinz Next. Make sure you check Webkinz News often to learn about all of our upcoming events. Mandy, it was a lot of fun as always. And
it was great seeing DIY dies. I can't wait to see the room designs you choose to feature.
Absolutely. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for playing. And hey, who knows? Maybe we'll run into you in Kinzville. See you.
Bye.